to hold me down. Gotta do it, because I may not get another chance. I believe it. If I want it, I can have it. I believe it. Done with falling, done with losing, I can do it. I think I'll tell myself again, I can do it. Yeah. And I'm not gonna stop till I win, 'cause it's my time to rise. Hey, it's my time to shine. Oh, it's my time to live. It's my time to live. It's my time to flow. It's my time.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. It's Dominique with Unapologetically Dominique, and it has been a long day. It's been a long day. You guys got to bear with us. We had to make sure everything was together and ready for tonight. So we ran a little bit over, but we're going to have a good show anyways. So I'm going to let my guest introduce herself. You can tell your name, where you're from, a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is Pamela Wooden. I was born in Hawkinsville, Kentucky. I am the mother of Monica Purtle that was shot and killed July the 16th of this year, a day before her birthday.
Wow. Do you have other children also?
Yes, I do. I have, I have another child that's deceased, Christopher Goodlow Jr., that was shot and killed by IMPD police officers December the 12th, 2015.
We'll be getting into that.
And I also have 4 other children. Their names is Monique, Michael, Markia, and Martia.
Okay. So we are happy to have you in the studio today. I'm sorry we've been running a little bit behind, but we're happy to have you.
Thank you.
So could you, I don't know how much you're able to talk about with things kind of investigating kind of going on as far as Monica or anything kind of going on with that. Are you able to talk about it?
Yes, I'm ready to talk about what's going on with Monica. We are still seeking justice for her life. We have no answers, no questions, no closure.
Okay.
We just been asking for anyone to have any information to speak out and reach out to help us get justice for her life, and not only for us, but for her 3 beautiful daughters that is very devastated behind all this.
So may I ask, did this happen in a public place?
No, it happened right out in front of her home where she lived at on Crabtree over off of 40th and German Church.
Okay. So it was okay. I asked that because I feel like a lot of times in the Black community, I feel like nobody says anything. I feel like it can happen with a whole group of people sitting there and nobody will say anything. Nobody's seen anything. And it's like, we're all sitting here and nobody's seen anything.
They had, we was told that there was cameras here and there, but we still don't know anything yet. We haven't heard much from the detective anymore either.
So it's just one of those things of just Wow.
But we are not giving up hope,
Of course. I know you mentioned your son, and I know that you did share with me. It's okay for me to say he did have mental health issues.
Yes, he was mentally ill. He had mental health issues. He was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenic delusion a couple of years before he was killed.
So I heard you said that he was killed by IMPD officer.
They got a suicidal call on him that day. And when they came out, he had a little pocket knife in his hand. He had already had self-inflicted wounds, had been cutting on himself. And they claimed that he jumped at them with the knife and they shot him down 3-4 times. So, yeah. We feel that it was injustice. They could have did a better job, a way better job with Christopher. You get a suicidal call and you step out there and you pull up and you see a young man, 25 years old, outside number socks and ball month of December. That's a sign that something's wrong. Whether y'all assume it could have been drugs or whatever, or not knowing if he was mental ill, they had enough time with him to call for better help. And they did not have to shoot and kill.
Mm. So a pocket knife was warrant to shoot someone.
Yeah,
Wow.
so that's how they feel.
Wow. So was the cop ever charged? I mean, what ended up happening with that? Or can you talk about
No,
that? Or
somewhat.
okay.
They feel that it was justifiable. Some of them do.
Hmm. Wow.
Yeah. And someone videoed the whole thing, so, and it's still out there. The whole video. You can pull it up on YouTube. And it was real devastating for me and my family, even the neighborhood, the people that seen the whole thing on social media.
So they watched this whole thing happen, and it ended up ending the way it did. How did that? How does that happen? How does that happen? How does
Hmm.
a group of people see this whole thing take place? It's
Well,
recorded, and
we
it
was
just
told by a lot of the witnesses out there, and several of them was hollering, telling the police, "Don't shoot him. He has a problem." Even a gentleman asked, "Let me talk to him," and they wouldn't.
can I ask what color the cops were?
White. You know, for 38 in Franklin,
Mm.
right there in the apartments across from Walmart.
So, as a mother, how do you take all this kind of in? Because I know I've talked to you,
It
and you just seem like you are in. I mean, you have bad days. I know we talked, and you were at one of those days, but you just take it all in. It seems like you just take it all in pretty well. You're able to
it's
deal pretty well.
been a lot of disbelief. With Christopher, I feel like I was going to shut down, and I just kept praying and asking God to give me strength every day. And when Monica was killed, I'm not going to say neither one of my kids passed away. They didn't pass away from a sickness. They was killed. And when she was killed, I asked God not to let me feel my body feel the way I did with Christopher. I had to keep moving and fighting, especially for her three daughters. So, still in disbelief um, that I just couldn't believe she was killed in front of her home with her daughters inside the house, hearing the gunshots and not knowing that there was their mother out there.
Mm.
And it's been real devastating and hard trying to hold up and be strong, not only for Monica girls, my girls, and my mother has terminal cancer. She's in hospice, but she's a fighter. She's still here, and I thank God every day she's still here, no matter what the doctors say. So trying to be there for my mother every day, it's been helping me. Also, when I look at her strength and all that she's been through, it gives me strength. So I know if God can continue to give her the strength she has, and I know He's keeping me too.
Mm.
So I try to stay positive and keep my uh, children and grandchildren and everybody uplifted up, because when I'm encouraging keeping people uplifted up, it helps me too. Because I feel like if I can bring joy and talk about things or encourage people, and when they going through and it puts a smile on their face, it puts one on my face. But at the same time, I'm still grieving.
Mm.
And when I was going through that process of grieving or losing Christopher in 2015, March the 27th, 2015, I lost my husband to cancer. So I lost my husband and son the same year. And Monica, all of us was, we just trying to get through all this and not knowing I was going to lose another child.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't have the words.
Mhm. So in the process of that, I lost two brother-in-laws. 17, my husband passed away 2015, one brother. 16 was killed, Curtis Wooden. The 29th of this month be 2 years we have the same detective and still no answer for his death.
So I don't know how much you're allowed to talk about that whole detective thing. Do you feel like everything is possibly being done that needs to be done?
No, no, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I don't. Not just with me, for a whole lot of us, families and parents that's seeking justice.
Do you think it has a lot to do with our color, or do you think it's more of the circumstances, or just another killing in Indianapolis, or you
All
know what I'm
of it.
saying? A little bit of both.
And I'm starting to feel that way, a little bit of both,
Mm.
a little bit of all of it. I could be wrong, but I'm starting to feel that way.
I agree. I feel like I'm in no way, shape, form a racist. None of that. I feel like if something happens with someone from another race, let's just be
Mhm.
honest, it's plastered everywhere. It's everywhere. You can't turn on different stations without seeing it. All the news have it on there, but I feel like when it happens to us, it's just, oh well. Either they show the worst picture, or they show oh well, he had issues with this, or she had, oh, it was this or that, and it's always something. And then it, after it gets its couple runs on the news, it's done. You hear nothing
Well,
else about it.
well, the thing is, they with Christopher, because he wasn't a criminal. He don't have no police background. That's why when I got the phone call that get down here, they killed your son, and I'm like, who? He said, the police. I said, no, my son don't deal with the police. Why would the police kill my son? And he kept telling me to get down there. It was a neighbor. And when I got down there, I still didn't believe it was police. I'm thinking he done lost his mind. Didn't nobody know he was mental ill. Somebody killed them, and police did something to somebody that did something to Christopher. This is what in my mind, because he never dealt with the police. So when I got down there, and my daughter and them had got down there before me, and I seen my daughter getting off the ground crying and everybody crying. I just looked at my mama and said, he's really gone. It's true, but still, not knowing what happened, I still, in my mind, didn't believe the police done it. Until we was hearing people saying, we got a video, they didn't have to shoot. You hear all kind of stuff in the crowd. When to find out,
It's true.
and all I heard someone holler, y'all brought a gun to a little knife. I'm like, and it was really true.
Wow. Again, I feel like race, and like I said, no way am I a racist, but race does play a big part. There have been plenty of people that have killed people. They went in schools, and those people are still,
And we say that too.
they were taken into custody.
Mhm.
Just different situations, and they're taken into custody, and they might have a few bruises and blemishes, but they're
Mhm.
taken into custody after they've killed multiple people, or after just massive things have happened, and they're still intact.
Right.
which
Yeah.
is
Come out in
beyond me. It's bizarre.
handcuffs and everything. Yeah, we say that too. I even then watched people had sent me videos in other cities, other countries, where people that had big machete knives, and these policemen, it'd be more than 4 or 5 took them down without killing them.
Wow.
And these are fully grown men. My son probably wasn't no more than 120, 140. He was little. So
And that's the way they handled it.
yep. It was a few lies told that he had a big butch kitchen knife. No, that they tackled him down. No, they didn't. There's no way. You know for yourself, if one police grab and tackle somebody down with all of them standing out there, they all gonna be on it. My son wasn't even strong enough to probably try to even fight back, because he had already had been cutting on himself. So that lied. The person videoed the whole thing and then never showed none of that.
What were these things on the news with your son?
Mhm.
Was this on the news?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the video was not shown. Of course,
No, this the part where he's jumping around, jumping in his boxer shorts and socks.
of course.
Yeah.
And I'm not laughing at no way.
No,
It's you don't believe it.
no.
You know,
We
it's
said no.
almost one of those things where you really don't believe that someone
it's
can be
like,
shot who has mental.
They didn't try to CPR on him, no nothing. Even got a picture of one of the police just standing over him where he took his last breath.
And it, like I said, it's just one of those things of where you're just really in disbelief. That we've really come to this place. And don't get me wrong, we have some very good officers out there.
We really do.
We have some very good officers out there.
Since this happened, I can honestly say they have doing a lot better with how they dealing with the mentally ill, or with CIT officers and everything. I have met Chief Roach personally. I really like him, and they're doing making a lot of better changes. Because me and my family, we don't ever want to see another mentally ill person lose their life the way Christopher did. This is why I always speak about mental illness all the time. And we started an organization in his name. We're working, Lord said the same, next year we're going to be really working on that even more, and reaching out for the mentally ill and helping, even if I had to go work up under somebody to get more training or what to do to help them, whatever the cost may be, to keep for them to having another outburst or in a body, a crisis that can save their life, then I'll be willing to do it, because that was very devastating to see someone helpless as my child, not knowing he was in the right mind. Because we all know if you in your right mind and police is up on you with guns, you ain't going.
You don't chill out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But not only that, me and my family feel that both systems, his mental health program, called Team Phoenix, that he was in, getting home visit 3 days a week. He was on the shots. When I noticed the change, he was even able to live by himself, Christopher has 2 daughters. Mm-hmm. One birthday was just the 17th, his oldest daughter. She turned 9, Naomi and Zoe Goodlove. And he was able to get them and keep them every other weekend. This is how good he was doing on the shot. And they took him off. And didn't tell me, but I noticed a change in him because I kept calling with complaints. He's not eating no more. He's not sleeping, blah, 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 blah. And they were supposed to follow up.
And do you have like a time frame of how, when you reported and how?
Mm-hmm. It was even that Thursday before he got killed on that Saturday. Mm-hmm. I was telling him he's not himself. Something is not right.
So to a certain extent, you feel like they failed him.
Yeah, I do. I feel like the police and his mental health. I feel like both systems failed my son. Christopher's medical doctor feel like they've been better off calling dog pound tranquilizer. She said he might have had a 2% side effect, but at least he'd have still been living. They didn't have to shoot him down. Not in broad daylight. It was kids out there, adults. Yeah.
So, how? I don't know. I'm sorry. As a community, what do you have to say more to us in mental illness?
What I would say to anyone that has a loved one that's dealing with that, pay close attention to them. Stay on top of their mental health providers, and if they don't feel like they are getting proper treatment, seek somewhere else. You know, anytime, I don't care if it's something minor, you feel like something's not right or going on with them, or you think they're going to be suicide, call them, blow their phones up. I don't care if you have to call. You know, I done met a lot of people don't even want to call 911 no more because of this happened. And we don't want it to be like that, because we all know that we need the police officers, but we need to not to be in fear of calling them either.
I agree with that.
But I can honestly tell you they do have a new system that when you do call for someone that you think is suicidal, they have this different program that you can call, and they even give you a code number to call back to check up on to see if they're doing a wellness check. So they have really changed.
And this was about 3 years ago. So.
Yeah, the 12th for this month made 3 years that
Wow.
Christopher was killed.
Wow. So they are making changes. I do.
Yes.
Anybody that is listening out there, involving mental health, it's okay to get help.
Yes, it's okay. Don't be afraid. But if you think that one of your loved ones want to stand out with a bat, knife, screwdriver, and you call the police, stand there with them. Be there with them till the proper help comes. Especially if they suicidal or attempt to hurt someone else, do your best you can to help calm them down. A lot of times, Christopher was always harmful to himself. And a lot of times, when he would have an outburst, we was always there to get to him. It was just that day. It was that day. And I said, Lord, allowed it to be the way it was, because that day, none of us didn't get on Facebook. And it was all on Facebook and everything. So I just pray that everyone that has, even the ones that have ones that in the homes, go see them and pay close attention to them, because it's still a lot of stigma and people being mistreated in the mental health care facilities and in their home. It's really happening.
I agree. What should people look for? What do you think people should look for? I mean, I've worked with special needs adults, and just a change in behaviors, different things kind of changing.
Have you noticed them? They withdraw, not eating, not sleeping, more agitated, more mean, more evil, or just not their normal self. Just not being their normal self.
I agree with that. Like I said, I did work with special needs adults, and a lot of times things kind of built up to a behavior or an outburst. A lot of times things kind of built up to it. And a lot of times if you were able to kind of catch it while it was building up, you can avoid that big blow up.
Right.
You can avoid that big blow up. Or if it does get to a big blow up space, you can bring that person down if you handle it correctly. But if you're tense and agitated and this and that, that they feed off of that also. So they get more attention.
Blow them off. So I'm used to that. They always doing that. Don't blow them off. Yes. We never did that with Christopher. Christopher didn't go out here robbing, stealing, and doing things and up on the bridge, because no matter what, we took care of Christopher. We made sure he had food. We made sure, no matter what, his oldest brother made sure he had his clothes, his shoes, no matter what. No matter if he flipped out on us, went off on us, we took care of Christopher. And we wanted to, he felt like he was ready to live by himself because he was with me. And at the time, my husband was battling cancer, and I was getting Christopher straightened out, and thought I had him in a good program. And they said that he was ready to live by himself. And he was like 5 minutes from me, 10 minutes from my daughter. I'm on 21st in Franklin, and he's on 38 in Franklin. So we always was close. Just that day, I was at the store. And I had told him, as soon as I leave the store, I was picking him up, and he was staying the weekend with me. My plan was to take him out to the hospital and get him evaluated, because I knew something wasn't right. but not knowing while I'm standing in the line, great, come and get him, I'm gonna get this phone call.
So, what does next year look like for you?
I know I never get Christopher and Monica back or my husband, but I always say, God, I know you got something good for me and my family. I don't know what it is, so I need to prepare myself for it. I'm just starting to think good things and better things, because for a while I would get paranoid if my grown kids was out. They don't answer their phone. This last week, my two daughters, youngest daughter went to Cancun, and I'm sitting up there like, wow, they in Cancun, don't let nothing happen, don't let nobody do, all kind of stuff going into my head. And they grown, two is married, and I'm worried about my kids. I never been like that, because now I don't, because all this is happening. Because we used to always say, I hope Christopher ain't out here walking. You know how when they mental ill, they want to walk a lot. And Christopher was one.
Okay.
And we had to worry about somebody doing something to him, or if he flipped, not never in a million years we thought it would have been the police. Never in a million years we thought it would have been the police that would kill my child. He wasn't running from no bank. He wasn't killing. He wasn't shooting nobody. He was suicidal. And I just seen Monica that Sunday when I got off work, went by. She just moved out there in her home. We hadn't been there 3 months over there. And went by there, and everything was fine. My granddaughter had called and said, Mama, we heard gunshots. And I'm like, where's your mama? Well, she went to the movies with Josh. That's her 2-year-old daughter's father. They went together while they put it out there with her boyfriend. He had bagged her to take her to the movies for her birthday, and she decided to go. I wish she hadn't. And so when I kept trying to inbox her everything, she wasn't answering. So my granddaughter called back, said, sound like it's closed. I said, well, make sure y'all ain't by windows. And I thought it was 11 something, really. I laid back down. I said, Lord, whatever it is, please protect my grandbabies. So I'm fussing at Monica, texting her, you need to get home to them girls, because you ain't normally out this late, and they scared there's some shooting going on over there. Didn't know it was her. So I went on back to sleep. I don't even think I slept a good hour, because my son-in-law came in the room, and I seen how he was so distraught, and I can hear my daughter crying through the phone. He was like, get up. I'm like, what's wrong? He said, somebody killed Monica. And I stood up, and it's like the whole room went black on me. All I can say, Monica who? Not Monica. And it just felt like I was just walking on cloud. At least for a good 72 hours. And I got over there and seen the forensics, the ropes, chaplain. It was like it was repeating itself with me, with Christopher. I just couldn't believe it. And then not knowing the whole time she was still there in the car. Slumped over in the car. Now, he's gone to the hospital, but she's dead. He survived.
And I asked a question.
Mm-hmm.
You think it was involving him?
Yes.
You think okay.
Yeah, it was.
Because you said that neither of your kids had any issues with the law, with people.
Monica, she did painting, she painted house, she did artwork, and her and Juju, her 2-year-old, stayed with the garage up, doing her work in the garage and everything. And that day, she went to the movies with him. And we was all talking about she wanted a tea party for her birthday. And so that I think her sisters, her stepsisters, and everybody was going to help her do her tea party. That following Saturday, her birthday was the 17th, that Tuesday. And she got killed that Monday. So instead of planning her birthday, doing her funeral. Yeah. It's been a lot of different speculations and stuff, but still no answer.
We're going to take a brief commercial break. We'll be right back with Unapologetically Dominique. We had to take a little break and breather. You back with me? You didn't run away?
No.
Okay, so we are going to pick back up in the conversation, and we're going to talk about depression. The holidays are coming up, and well, they've been kind of here since Thanksgiving, but how important it really is to check on your loved ones and to make sure everybody's good, not just people that are with mental health issues, or mental illness, but it is important to check on everybody. I mean, it's a tough time. Yes. It's a really tough time. People feel that pressure of Christmas or just different pressures of life in itself. And you really don't know what your friends or your people are battling with until something drastic happens.
Right.
And I feel like as Black people, we really don't talk about our mental health, or it's almost frowned upon. It's almost like, oh, girl, you seeing a therapist? It's almost one of those
like
things.
That. Well, I ain't going to see nobody. I ain't crazy. I just go get prayed over and stuff. And then, they was telling me when I lost my husband in March, I don't need no counseling. But after I lost her in December, one day I just had a bad breakdown, and I said it's time for me to get some counseling, because I was like, I other than God, I feel like I didn't have nobody else to talk to. I didn't want to go to my mother because I know she was already grieving for me losing my husband and her grandson. She was hurt by that, but not only that, my mother lost 5 kids. 4 was killed, 1 died. And that throughout the years as we was growing up. And I know she knew what I was going through, but at the same time, I knew she was grieving too. So I feel like I didn't want to put that burden on her, and I didn't want to put it on my children. So I just feel like when I had my breakdown, it was time for me to get counseling.
And I feel like a lot of us, we do that. I feel like a lot of Black women, especially, we suffer in silence. We suffer in silence. We won't say anything. We won't ask for the help. We'll pray or we'll deal with it. Don't get me wrong, God, I believe in God. So I do believe He,
But this is where that God allowed it to be. I'm realizing all this to be special counselings and therapists. That's why they're here, just like doctors and nurses.
I was going to say that.
So, some people think if you feel like you don't need them, you do. If you ain't reaching and opening up, especially if you don't have a relationship with God, you better talk to somebody, because that definitely can lead to deep depression and suicidal. I never got to that point. Some people ask me how I do it. It was God. And when people if I'm not having a good day, where's your faith? I'm gonna be honest, that irritates me. I have faith. If I didn't have faith, I wouldn't be sitting here right today for what I've been through. That don't mean I don't have faith because I didn't have a good day.
Everybody that bothers me. I understand everybody has a bad day. And you shouldn't be made to feel any type of way for having a bad day. It's now, no, you shouldn't stay there. You have to pick your, you have to keep living. You can't just stay there. But everyone's allowed a bad day.
And I can see some people falling off in depression. Not only is you grieving of losing a child, your significant other, whatever the case may be, but you don't know what else they could be going through, and when something tragedy happened, that this take it all the way to the edge, so I pray for everybody in these seasons and every day, because there's so much killing, people losing loved ones, not this babies now. I mean, we are losing the 10, the 8s, the 12s, the 14-year-olds. I am in the women's group with DeAndrea's Purpose for My Pain, and it is so many beautiful women in there. They have lost their child younger than me, younger than my children.
Is that the group you added me to? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Younger than my children, and it's just so devastating. Your innocent babies, 10, 12, 14, 15, losing their life.
Wow. Like I said, yeah, it's really tough, especially when you're battling something and you don't have to battle it alone. And I feel like a lot of times, it's not, we go to our family members, we talk to them, but a lot of times you really need somebody that is not a relative, that is really on the outside looking in,
I
that can see that other picture, and they don't have, if I say this, it could hurt cousin so-and-so, or it could, whatever. They don't know these people. They don't care to know these people. They're just trying to help you work through. So I feel like a lot of times, we'll call them, we'll vent to our cousins or vent to our relatives, but sometimes you really need someone that is not so close.
Right.
Is not so close, and they can be able to give that opinion or give that insight without being so close, because sometimes being that close can be not a problem, but it can kind of cloud your judgment.
Right.
It can cloud your judgment. So
I have been told by several people, some of their close friends or loved ones, that they have lost their children or significant other or sibling, get over it.
That's insensitive.
I pray no one never tells me that. I'm just gonna be honest.
That's
because
insensitive.
you had to try your best to get through it, but you'll never get over losing your child. I don't care if it's from birth, passing away, or death. You'll never get over that. No one should never tell no one that.
That's very insensitive.
Yeah, it is. Especially if you have not been there.
Okay.
You have not walked in our shoes. And then...
Well, I disagree. I feel like if you've been there, you really shouldn't
tell.
It.
That's right.
You really shouldn't say
right.
It.
And then you have mothers that's out here, sons, have children that's been shot. Some of them in wheelchairs, some of them helpless. Now, we have to think about them too, because one day your child know them and you're expecting to see them walk, graduate, do this, and due to whole life change. That's just a lot is going on now, and it's very devastating. Every day you hear the news, someone is being shot, someone is being killed.
I agree. I feel like it has gotten extremely out of control. It's very much out of control, and it's nobody values human life anymore. No one values it anymore, and I feel like working with some of the youth, I feel like a lot of them don't see a future.
No,
they just see right here. They just see right here. A lot of them don't see, well, in 10 years. I'm not going to be in high school anymore. I'm going to be an adult. In 10 years, I'm going to be an adult.
Right.
And they don't see that. They don't see that it's not going to be mommy and daddy's house, anymore. Or they don't see, well, in 60 or 50 years, I'm going to need to set up retirement. It's just, I'm in my 20s and let's hang out. And it's so much fun. And it's no looking to the future or looking or thinking there is a future.
Looking on the news and social media, you ain't even safe in college.
That's true.
You're getting attacked, you're getting raped. It's just, you every day I pray, and I pray for everybody. And just ask God to let his will be done, I don't never want to lose another child in the devastating way that I have lost Monica and Christopher. And I pray for all the other parents that's going through the same thing I'm going through. And we all want justice. And I feel as, if these people break the street codes they have out here, no snitching, who still does that? You taking lives younger and younger every day, shooting up in houses, drive-bys.
That bothers me.
Yeah.
That bothers me because I feel like if it was their loved one, if it was somebody that they cared about, it wouldn't be so, well, don't say nothing. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be that. It wouldn't be, I feel like people wouldn't feel like that.
Mm-mm.
I feel like it's not until it's close to home that it's like, oh, well, we want all the information. We want to know where their mama stay. We want to know all the information. But I feel like it's almost a smack in the family's face to just be like, oh, well, I know something. I just know what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
I don't want no part of it.
I don't want no part of it. And it's like
then when you get in that situation, you want somebody to speak up.
You would.
You would.
There is no doubt about that. You will want somebody to speak up. And
I really feel that if they start speaking up, you probably be getting justice for a whole lot of people's life or saving a life. Because if they done did it once, they done either done did it again or did it more than once.
Mm-hmm. I just don't understand it. It's like I said, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all that nobody, in a lot of the situations, nobody sees anything.
Mm-mm.
And everybody's there and nobody sees anything. Like, that doesn't make sense. And it's almost like one of those things of, well, like you said, if it was your relative, you wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want nobody to do that. You would. It would actually piss you off when people do it. Let's just be honest. It would piss you off when people do it, because I said it's just you've lost someone, and it's almost like that's a slap in the face to me.
Yeah,
that's how I take it. A slap in the face to me. I know
my 2-year-old granddaughter. She has to grow up never getting to know her mother like her older 2 sisters there. Monica has a 19 and a 16-year-old. They both just turned 19 and 16 in September. And we call Josiah Juju. She's 2 years old. And sometimes she still cries for her mama and thinking her mama's at work.
So she's too, she doesn't understand.
No.
Doesn't
sometimes she thinks her mama's at work. And she'll never get to know her mother the way, and that hurts her sisters. It hurts all of us that we never experience in our life. This children are losing their parents, fathers, and mothers at such a young age. I mean, that's sad, and for nobody wants to say anything. I mean, like Josiah's father, Josh Golder, that was shot and survived. Why wouldn't his parents want to speak out? Why wouldn't y'all want to know who shot your son, who shot and killed your granddaughter's mother?
Well,
I don't understand that. There is no way. Christopher is my child, but if it's been vice versa, if someone had shot my son or killed my grandkid's mother, if you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I would want to know why. This is devastating. Y'all took a mother's life away from her children for no reason. She wasn't the target. Everyone knows that. You know, I'm not
So it's for sure
sugarcoating
she
anything.
was not the
No,
target.
It's not the target.
That's for sure.
Yeah. And what I'm saying is, he had parents too. Why won't y'all speak out?
Because at the end of the day, that affects your grandchild.
Yeah.
It affects her because, I mean, she's going to
You
go without
know,
her mother.
instead of, we should all be in this together.
I agree.
But that don't happen like that. Everybody don't stand up together and fight together.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know when I invited you on, I know my mom was supposed to be here and she had to cancel due to my brother. I want to say the kids are at home sick. So
Mm-hmm.
she had to cancel, but she has been calling. She does want to talk. She does have something to say. Naveen, can you shut that door for me, love? So she has been calling in. Hey, you're on.
Hi.
Hey. Here.
Mm-hmm.
We're listening.
Forgive me because I can't be there today. But I did want to tell you that God bless your not giving up.
Thank you.
And the thing that bothers me the most is that what you guys were just saying, how as long as it's not happening to someone's family, their family directly, they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
The only time people will start caring is if it's their family. But and that's the sad part about it. So I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for your loss. I can't even imagine what you're going through. And I know that God has special grace for you during this whole time. I just wish we as a community could come together better than what we do,
Yes.
instead of waiting for something tragic to happen.
Yes, I agree. Thank you.
Can you hear that, Mama?
I can hear a little bit.
I say yes, I agree. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes. And you know what else that we have to understand? We have to understand that if we as parents don't get back to that village, we're going to continue to lose children.
Yes.
We have to get back. We got this mindset now where, you know, don't you say nothing to my kid. Don't say nothing to Johnny. Johnny tearing the neighborhood. And the minute you say something to Johnny, he running to tell his parents, and his parents come over there trying to fight. We got to get out. We got to get out of that, because if it affects one, it's going to affect the whole community.
Right. I was saying she's right. She's telling the truth.
I pray that God continues to wrap his arms around you and your heart, because some days I'm sure are better than others. And,
Yes.
and I just thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
I thank God for Dominique bringing it out, because this is real stuff. This is real life. And people need to know that they don't have to suffer in silence, that there is a community behind them.
I mean, and people really need to know that mental illness is really a sickness.
Yes.
It really is.
But you know the problem with that? You have children that are mentally ill that can't get the services they need because the parents are mentally ill.
Yeah. Yep. That's true.
So what did the state do? They closed down LaRue Carter.
Oh yeah.
So what happens? Resources gone.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we have? Some educated police officers, some uneducated law enforcement, and everything else trying to handle people, and they haven't been trained to do that.
Mm-mm. They probably have. I know some of these police officers got mental problems too.
That's true.
Yeah.
Do you want to put your plug in? We're about to let you go, Mrs. Kent. Do you want to put your plug in?
No, it's all about you tonight, honey, okay?
Thank you for calling. We'll talk to you later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks. Gave a comment.
Go ahead.
He said, how do you not give up on losing a loved one, asking for myself, how do you even begin to get over something like this?
You can't. You can't get over it. And whatever you do, don't give up fighting justice for your loved one.
I feel like my uncle, godfather, whatever you want to call him, he died suddenly. It was around May's graduation. That's how I always remember he died. I was graduating high school, and that Sunday before he passed, that Sunday, I seen him and we were joking, and he had a joke that he was gonna wear his prom suit from back in the day to my graduation. So we clown with him. And I said, Uncle Tony, you are not coming to my graduation dressed like that. Like, you are not doing that. I got a call maybe Monday or Tuesday that he had passed in his sleep. And graduation is always a touchy, it's always a touchy, it's always a touchy time for me. I feel some type of way. I didn't go to my high school graduation. I'm not going to lie, it was one of the things that one of the reasons I didn't go. Not only that job, because what people don't know is I had a chance to get another job or, all that. So the job was another reason, but, it was just one of those things of my uncle not being there. And like I said, every May of course you think about him during the holidays and you think about that person, but it's one of those things of every May, I kind of feel some type of way going to graduations or just, thinking about it. I just feel some type of way about it. So you never really get over it. You really don't. It's just, you have to take it really one day at a time.
Yeah.
You have to take it one day at a time.
Because I know the month of December, Christopher was killed the 12th. That year, I turned 50. The 16, my grandson, 17, Christopher's daughter, me, and my two younger daughters' birthday, 18 and 19.
Wow.
And my one grandson's 19 today, and the other, and then a couple days for Christmas, we burying him. Trying to get through that. I feel like that was the worst year. And when we think about it, we just like, wow. And it seemed like soon as we try to get through that, now we going through with Monica. It's the day she killed and her birthday. And these first holidays, without her, she was always the life of the party, the family gathers, the goofy one, and everything. And we're just like, all I can think about is her daughters. They're next year, Lord said the same. It's going to be their first Mother's Day without their mother. It's just, I know a lot of families going through the holidays and it's rough. And at first, I just like, I'm not going to do no Christmas shopping, no gift, no nothing. But I've been blessed. Folks wanted to bless my granddaughters. And then I just, pray and talk to God. It's not about us. Jesus is the reason for the season. So I had to get out of that mode. When I said, you're right, God. It's about Jesus. It's, so I'm getting out of that mode, and families, everybody gonna be together that day. And just gonna have and pray that my mother have the strength to want to come out, because she came out for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Yeah, for a little while. So that's what I say to everyone out here that's going through grieving, even having depression. Don't give up. Talk to God every day. If you can't reach out and say or do nothing, just say Jesus. Just lift your head and hands up to him and give him all the praises, because that's who we need the most.
I agree. Well, I love how you ended that. I don't even know what to say after that. What can you say to that? Any other comments, Tyron? Yes, on that one?
And I do want to say.
You got one?
Yeah, I'll just say what I was saying earlier. My only comment would be is everyone, please check on your loved ones. Just check on them whenever their name pop up in your mind, and you ain't heard from them in a while. Go on, give them a call, or go by their house. If they live in the same city from you. That's my only takeaway for the night. Really, my show is BZNZ Internet Talk Radio Show. We'll be back in the new year, January.
And I wanted to say that anyone that has any information in helping us get justice for Monica Purtle, my daughter's life, please call 317-26-TIPS, or I can be emailed and get the information to the detective. And my email is on my page. And not just justice for Monica, but any information for any parent or any loved one needing justice for their loved one, please call the tip line and help us get justice for our loved one. And have a blessed and wonderful, happy holiday.
Well, you guys, looks like we're going to finish a few minutes early, which is cool. Tomorrow is PM. You are invited. Everybody's invited. Anybody that has contributed in any way to Unapologetically Dominique. So if you have donated, if you have been a guest, whatever, please come tomorrow. I'm going to see if I can get y'all to do some Christmas carols, and I might sing my little song. Anyway, if y'all could see Tyron's face, he just came for me. If y'all could see his face, he just came for me. Don't come for me. I have not sent for you. Anyways, so you guys have to tune in tomorrow, same time. We're gonna be from 6 to 7:30, and it's gonna be our holiday party / holiday show. So even though y'all can't be here, some people can't be here, but just come. We're gonna eat, have a little snacks, finger foods, and we're gonna have a good time. So make sure y'all tune in. Next Wednesday is WCW, will be announced a little later. I'm still waiting on confirmation. So next Wednesday's WCW will be announced a little later. And next Thursday, we're going to end the year with the Straight Foolery Podcast Takeover. And if y'all know them, y'all know that show is going to be lit, super lit. So make sure you guys tune in next week for the Straight Foolery Podcast.